Hello again, this is Brother Ken. Again, we're going to be talking about this next lesson on the pre-tribulation rapture or post-tribulation rapture. In other words, is the rapture before the tribulation or is the rapture after the tribulation? This is part 4, and we'll do several lessons in this because some of the lessons are a little bit more complicated than others. So we'll do 7 shorter lessons instead of one longer lesson. Today the subject will be about two resurrections. Now the Bible teaches that there are 2 resurrections that are still yet future in the history or future for man. The 2 resurrections, I'll give you an example of where the Bible says that there's 2 of them still coming, 2 resurrections still coming. Daniel 12:2 says there'll be some people that are raised to everlasting life and some people that will be raised to everlasting judgment. 2 resurrections, Daniel 12:2. Look at that when you get a chance. Another example or a place in the Bible where the Bible teaches that there are 2 resurrections awaiting in the future for mankind. The second one is in John 5, verses 28 and 29. The verses say there'll be a resurrection of life, first one, and there'll be a resurrection of judgment, the second one. So there's 2 resurrections awaiting mankind in the future according to the Bible. The third example of what the Bible says that there are 2 resurrections is in Revelation 20, verse 1 through 6, and then verses 11 through 13. And here's where they talk about the resurrection of the saints, of course, before the white throne judgment. And the saints are raised to life, of course, before the millennium. And as we know, the believer's resurrection, that is called the first resurrection. In verses 11 through 13, then there's another resurrection of the wicked who stand before God at the great white throne judgment. That is called the second death, or by implication, the second resurrection. They're raised, they're judged, and then the books of life and other books are looked at, and those that are found guilty are thrown into the lake of fire from there. But so the Bible teaches that there are 2 resurrections that we are waiting on in the future. 2 resurrections that we are waiting on. The mankind, resurrection of life for believers and resurrection of the wicked. 2 resurrections. So we see that the Bible teaches there are 2 resurrections in the future. Now the problem we enter into is the fact that in order for the pre-tribulation rapture position to be true, they maintain that there has to be 3 resurrections, not 2 like the Bible teaches. Yes, indeed, they're teaching the opposite of what the Bible teaches. They teach that there's 3 resurrections awaiting us in the future. For example, they teach there's 1 resurrection at the rapture before the tribulation, they say. They say there's a second resurrection after the tribulation for the saints that died in the tribulation. That's the second one, they say. The third one, they say, is at the great white throne judgment, as we see in Revelation 20. So in the pre-tribulation position has 3 resurrections that they say are awaiting us in the future. The problem is that's the opposite, again, of what the Bible teaches. The Bible teaches there are only two resurrections awaiting mankind in the future. Resurrection of life and resurrection unto damnation. Only 2 resurrections. So again, we see that the pre-tribulation rapture position is teaching the opposite of what the Bible teaches, and therefore cannot be true. The post-tribulation position teaches there's 2 resurrections as the Bible teaches. 1 after the tribulation, the believers at the rapture, boom, after the tribulation. And number 2 at the great white throne judgment, like the Bible teaches. But the pre-tribulation rapture position, again, we see, teaches the opposite of what the Bible teaches, and therefore cannot be true. Thank you. Now, this is Brother Ken. We'll talk again.